Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please make it a point to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to another epic video where I'm going to be sharing with you some of the top tips to achieving better cinematic drone footage. And without having any further ado, let's dive into tip number one. So tip number one comes down to lighting. I have personally found myself that shooting around the golden hour or sunrise gives you the best epic cinematic drone footage. This is the ground base of cinematography. Filming during the golden hours of the day at sunrise or at sunset will really help your footage stand out. Shadows will highly be visible, which will help show the terrain features that aren't visible during the afternoon. Fewer people film at these times, particularly sunrise, so by just doing this one step, you are already differentiating yourself from the surplus of the aerial footage out there. Tip number two is foreground elements. Flying past them will always add depth and motion to your coverage, thus achieving a better drone shot. Tip number three are transitions. The smoke transition is also another great way to stylize up your drone cinematography. The easiest transition is the some called a famous Luma fade, which is better if your footage is the look over drone shot, where basically the camera and the gimbal look directly downwards. I have recently found out that the smooth zoom also works perfectly fine when you're trying to zoom in the shot but from different view distances. But a quick tip, remember not always to overuse these transitions, as they might end up distracting rather than adding up to the value of the story. If you want me to do fully detailed videos about these transitions, just let me know down below in the comments. Tip number four is the Cine Smooth mode. It is essentially a cross between positioning mode, P mode, and altitude mode, which combines longer braking distances with the GPS guided flight stability. So while flying in the Cine Smooth mode, the drone basically slows down and the controllers do slow down, thus giving you a very smooth, nice looking, crisp cinematic footage. Tip number five is avoiding jerky movements. This is completely useless to editors because we need smooth movements. Drone shots should always feel natural and organic, not like we are looking through the eyes of a robot. So once you found your angle, do a nice slow casting move with panning motions if needed. My biggest recommendation is to make your camera movements with the drone's flight path rather than its camera. Tip number six comes down to settings and editing. Flying forward and reversing in post has always been a great option for me. The best settings for shooting with the Mavic Mini would be shooting at 2.7K 30 frames per second. If you have the Mavic Air too, then it's highly recommended to shoot at 4K 30 frames per second as well, but with HDR mode enabled. Finally, the last but not the least is avoid flying in windy conditions. Avoid trying to get any of your drone shots on a windy day because trust me, they will look like garbage. The camera will be shaking and at the end of the day, you will just be wasting your time. So that was it all for today, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching up to this point, and in case you have any further questions, please let me know.